I want you to spend 5 seconds looking at this photo. Pay attention to how you feel. For some reason, this image freaks me out, and so does this one. I can't fully explain why, it just does something to my brain, and I'm not alone. Millions of people online are weirdly obsessed with images of empty spaces, a hallway, an abandoned mall, an indoor pool at night. These are called liminal spaces, and they've now become the plot of a major Hollywood movie called Backrooms.
Hello?
So why is this suddenly a thing? And why do these images mess with our minds? By the end of this video, you will know the history of this bizarre trend, why and how they affect our brains, and what's really going on inside the backrooms. I'm gonna dive in and make this make sense. A liminal space is a physical in-between place. Derived from the Latin word limen, meaning threshold, it represents the transitional period between what was and what's next. In architecture and geography, liminal spaces are transit zones, designed to get you from one place to another, like a hallway, a stairwell, or an airport terminal. During the mid to late 2010s, images of empty liminal spaces started to become popular in small corners of the internet. But the trend really exploded in 2019 when the now famous Backrooms image and story appeared on the 4chan forum. The creepy lore, written by an anonymous 4chan user, was about imagining suddenly being thrust into an endless maze of empty yellow offices and hallways, all lit with garish fluorescent lights, and not being able to escape. People became obsessed with the idea and began adding their own liminal images which induced a weird mix of both nostalgia and looming dread. That same year, 2019, the liminal space community was created on Reddit, and it eventually attracted over 1 million followers. Then came the COVID pandemic and subsequent lockdown, which supercharged the trend from niche internet subculture into a massive online phenomenon. Suddenly, the real world itself looked liminal. Everything was empty. Empty malls, deserted airports, silent schools, abandoned offices. People stuck at home spent hours scrolling TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, and YouTube, consuming images and videos that reflected the strange emotional atmosphere of the time: isolation, nostalgia, anxiety. And there was a sense that the normal world had somehow paused, if not disappeared altogether. And it was during COVID that I personally became obsessed with these liminal spaces. I started following several Instagram accounts dedicated to this visual oddity, and I couldn't get enough of it. I loved how they made me feel. Some of them reminded me of places I'd been to in the past. It was bizarrely comforting, while also kind of like a nightmare. In 2022, liminal spaces exploded into mainstream culture with a viral video series called Backrooms, which was based on the original 2019 4chan post. The mind-boggling series was created by Kane Parsons, who was only 16 at the time. The videos caught the eye of Hollywood film studio A24, who hired Parsons to adapt his sensational hit into a feature film. Parsons, only 17 at the time of the movie deal, became the youngest director in the film studio's history. In recent years, with the emergence of AI, liminal spaces have skyrocketed in popularity, and the images have evolved into wildly creative variations. One of these variations is called dreamcore. It adds bizarre, surreal details to the liminal space. The locations themselves look impossible, and while your conscious mind knows they don't really exist, perhaps part of you feels like you've seen it before. Maybe as a child, maybe in a dream, buried in your subconscious. Dreamcore eventually became the topic and title of a popular video game. Multiple other games about liminal spaces have also emerged. My personal favorite is one called Pools, and it's literally just you walking around in a maze of weird pool rooms. No bad guys, no gunfights, you're just lost in a dark, weird world. So what is it about liminal spaces that has captured the attention of millions? Why is it so appealing? What's it doing to our minds?
It's weird. It's eerie. The thing that's supposed to be there is not there.
To help me find the answer, I spoke with psychiatrist Dr. Gail Saltz, who is Associate Professor of Psychiatry at the Weill Cornell School of Medicine and a psychoanalyst with the New York Psychoanalytic Institute. So when people look at these liminal spaces, these empty rooms, what's going on inside their brains that makes them feel these weird emotions?
Well, images of these spaces, or even being present in such a space, tends to activate what's called episodic memory, which is you remember these places from growing up, from childhood, an empty mall, a school, a fast food restaurant. These are familiar places, but with this completely discomforting aspect of no people in it. The thing that's supposed to be there is not there. And that creates feelings of uncertainty, or something is wrong, something is off. And so on the one hand, it's nostalgic. On the other hand, it's weird. It's eerie.
So it's like the people in your past have disappeared, essentially.
Yeah, Freud actually spoke about this. The feeling of unhome-like or unhomey, where something is both like home, but it's also strange.
Right. So this trend is rather recent. It's become popular just over the last couple of years. Why are people now fascinated by these liminal spaces?
Well, I think the COVID epidemic, we actually did see specifically spaces that are never empty, totally empty. So there was a real threat, this threat of it's empty because in fact, nobody can go here, because if you go here, it's dangerous and you could die. It had attached to it this complete uncertainty of like, are we ever going to be back to the way it was? Like, are we going to actually be okay? It's like it was one great big hallway to we don't know where, right? These images are a hallway to we don't know where. Like, you don't know what's beyond the door. And so people were, kind of awash in that for a good amount of time. And I think, as we always do with trauma, we reprocess it in an attempt to work it out.
Hello? Is someone there?
So what started as obscure internet imagery of empty rooms has now evolved into an entire cultural language of expressing modern feelings of loneliness, nostalgia, and fear. These are not images of ancient ruins. These are modern ruins. These are the leftovers of suburban life from not too long ago. Technology has removed us from these spaces. We interact digitally now, remotely, via screens and microphones, Netflix, PlayStation, iPad, Twitch, TikTok. We abandon social spaces to make videos about how much we miss social spaces. So maybe the fear from liminal images isn't about what is hiding in the shadows. Maybe it's about what happened to the world I grew up in.